Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about Printify. I'm going to teach you how to list an item or create a product on a print-on-demand shop. So Printify is one of many options. That's the one that I have chosen to use with my products. So that's what we're going to look at today. I'm going to jump over to the other screen where you can see everything through my computer, and I'll show you how it works from there.
All right, hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to create an item to list on Etsy via Printify. So Printify is what's called a print-on-demand shop. So they will connect with your Etsy shop. You can see the logo here means I am connected with my Daybreak Digital's account. What they will do then is they will connect with your listings on Etsy, and when somebody purchases one of your items, they will print it and then ship it for you. So, Printify is a great option for items such as t shirts or tote bags or coffee mugs, anything like that. They make all sorts of different items. You can look through the catalog. If you look in the bestsellers, these are things that are selling well for people. So you see a lot of shirts, you have stickers that go on laptops or water bottles, mugs, canvases, phone cases, blankets, all sorts of great ideas. Candles that you can put labels on, journals. There's a tote bag I've used in the past. They even have things like coffee. So I've never ordered this or made it myself, but if you look under the home living section, I know I saw it here somewhere. Coffee, food, health, and beauty. There's the coffee. So you can create your designs onto a bag of actual coffee beans, and people can buy that. There are all sorts of great things. But today I just want to show you how to create something. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the catalog, and I have a design that I've already made and has been selling well on my Etsy shop, but I'd like to add it to a new item. So I'm going to go to the catalog home. So I have gone over here to the catalog, clicked on that, and then I'm clicking right here on the catalog home. This is going to allow me to search in this search toolbar. So I would like to do a garden flag. So I'm just putting that in the search here, and you see a beautiful garden flag pops up. So I'm going to see if there are any other options. It's a generic brand, starts at $10.13 US dollars. Here's one that's a little bit more expensive. But here you see it only ships from Canada. So I'm located in the United States. I think primarily my buyers are in the United States. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one up here and see what my options are. So it gives me information on what the flag is made out of, the sizes that it comes in. It says the same design is printed on both sides. And down here, if you just scroll down, you can see that it is located, the print provider is located in the United States. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this one. This seems like a good fit, and I'm going to press start designing right here. Now you can see here, this is a very basic design. It gives you the information of where your print can go. Those dashed lines are inside the bounds, so anything you put inside those lines will be printed without issues. Outside of it may still print, but things might get cut off. Over here we have variants. So I'm going to see what our options are. We have a 12 by 18 or we have a 24.5 by 32 inch. I'm going to go ahead and select both because I like giving my customers options. So we're going to go back to the main screen. Now the next thing is to decide on what we're going to put on it. So I'm going to go ahead and look in my library because I already have things listed here. I see a lot of posters that I've made recently. I'm going to scroll through. I know this is something I did early on. That is not what I wanted though. I want a different version of it. So I'm going to just look through. If I can't find it, I'll just put it back up and download. I made a lot of posters. Ah, here it is. Let's see, is this the one? No, that's the blue. Let's try again. I made one with an outline, and that's what I'm looking for here. That's not it either. Well, let's go ahead and look at the uploads. So I'm going to go to upload over here and click on my device. I'm going to go into where I know that would have been saved in my creations. I try to keep everything organized as much as I can here. Here it is. This outline there, I don't think I can see it. It probably actually is even the one that I already had in there. I just couldn't see the background. But you see how I made this part match? So if I had something here, it might all get printed on the flag, but it's not guaranteed. So I'm going to pull it within the bounds of that dotted line. You can scroll down to this part here and you can take something and center it. You can do it horizontally or vertically. And then we can change the background color. So let's just play around with this. See there, I've got the white background that I really wanted to make it pop. I like the idea of this blue on blue, but I'm going to play around with it. That looks really nice with the light blue. Not so much on the gray. You can just find something that works for you. I think I liked this light blue, so I think we'll go with that. Now, because I have the two different sizes, I want to make sure that everything looks good on both of those. So I'm going to click on the smaller size now. Everything's within the bounds. Everything is aligned horizontally, vertically. But let's say that things did not fit so nicely on this one. What I could do is click on this Make a Specific Design. So what that is going to do is allow you to change things. So if you see here, I moved it all the way to the top. And now if I go back to this other one, it has its own design. Now I don't actually want this at the top. I want it centered just the way it was, but that gives you an idea of the things that you can do. So now I have everything set up the way that I like it. I'm going to click on Preview over here and just see what it would look like in real life. So there's my garden flag. It's very simple, but that's kind of what I'm going for here. You can click through and look at the different contexts. It does take a little bit to load sometimes. That looks beautiful. Now, if you want to change the color, you can look at a more realistic version. So when you look at color on a computer screen, it will look a little bit brighter than what it will look like in reality just because there's light behind it. But clicking on that realistic CMYK option is a good way to see what it's going to look like in real life. Now you could always add text. So I'm back in the edit version here. So you could add text if you wanted. So if you wanted to say, let the sun shine in or something like that, and you liked the style of this, you could edit the parts of that. So let me click off of it. I don't want all of these, but I liked that wave. So I'm going to click on this and say, I'm not actually going to leave text on here, but just to give you an example, let the sun shine. So you can play around with text as you want. You can change where it's set. You can change the angle by clicking on the little circles next to it so you can turn things. You can change the colors of it. You can change the arch up or arch down. You can even make it into a circle. You can rotate it, position it. You can change the text up through here. So if I wanted a different font, you could find something else that you like better. All sorts of ideas. You can change the color, anything that you like. but for this design, I just want to keep it simple. So I'm happy with it. I'm going to go ahead and click Save Product down in the corner. So this will take you to what's called the mockup library. So this is where you're going to find pictures that you can use in your listing. So I want a beautiful picture that is going to catch somebody's attention. So I see this context 2 one. I think that looks really good. I'm going to take those out, and instead I'm going to click these ones in so it shows the 2 different sizes. I'm then going to look on the context 1 as well, just because I think these context ones are extra beautiful. I'm going to click those in. I think buyers will really like to see what it's going to look like in real life. And then maybe I'll click a front and a back version as well. So I'm going to do front, back, and then I'm going to go and do the second size as well. Now you can only pick 10 items on here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could pick 2 more if I wanted to, but I don't really know that they do a whole lot for us. I might as well put them on. When you're happy with that, you can click Save Selection. So now we have all of our mockups that we like, and now it's time to change our listing details. So it gives you some automated things that are generated with AI. I think that's a great place to start, but I like to create my own. So I'm going to call this one a foxglove daisy tulip garden flag. And then I'm going to give it a second title as well. So I put in this little separator here that just helps the eye so everything's not all jammed together. Let's call it floral banner, banner flag. And then I'm going to put in parentheses 2 size options. Now we can talk about this more in SEO listings, but I'm going to go ahead and copy all of this, and I'm going to put it into the first line of the description here. That just helps it get those keywords that I find really important to be showing up in your search results. So you want to go ahead and look through what the AI has already written in your description and modify things from here. So brighten up your outdoor space with this garden banner designed to bring joy and vibrancy to your garden or home. Crafted from lightweight polypropylene canvas fabric, it showcases stunning crisp colors that will enhance any garden decor. Yada, yada, yada. I'm scanning this. Everything looks good. Hang it with ease on standard flagpoles or stands to create a lovely, welcoming atmosphere in your yard or patio. I always double check the product features as well. This pulls from the information on Printify, so it's usually pretty good, but sometimes it will give you information that's really more for the seller rather than the buyer, so I will take those things out. Care instructions are important as well. And then I always click the general product safety regulations so that my product can be sold in the EU if somebody there wants it. That just takes all of the safety information and automatically inserts it into the results. Here's where we get into the tags. So again, these are all AI generated. I will often make my own tags for this. So I'm going to go ahead and clear all, and then I'm going to look at what some of my keywords were. So I want to replicate some of those. So foxglove, daisy tulip. I'm going to add garden flag, and we'll just scroll back up to see floral banner. And then we're going to put in some other keywords that might be appropriate for your buyers to get you over there. Flowers, we have yard decor, and you can insert all of the tags. I'll finish that later, but you would go through all 13. You want to always put in all 13 of your tags and try not to replicate words. So if you notice, I have the different flowers. I have the garden flag. Floral is a different word for flowers here. The FDT just stands for the foxglove daisy tulip. yard decor. None of those are repeating words. And I'll do more research using my Allura account, and I'll add more of those later through my Etsy shop. Personalization does not apply for this one, but you could always enable personalization if you wanted. What that is going to do is allow other people to put in what they want onto it. So you would type in here what your personalization instructions are. So that would be, type what name you want on a t-shirt or something like that. Down here in the shipping profile, I always keep this at automatically assign and update profile if needed. That assures me that everything's going to be accurate. I don't mess around with that. Because if you start looking at all the different things, you're going to get shipping profiles for the wrong information and the wrong item. My Etsy allows me to offer free shipping, and I've committed to doing that. So I'm going to click that, and then it's time to edit the price. All right, so we're going to look at pricing now. So in this section, you can see in the detailed table view what your pricing is for each item. So right now, these are listed at $30.08 for each of them, which would mean that my profit is $10.50, 55 cents for the smaller one and 63 cents for the larger one. I don't love that, so here are some ways that we can change it. You can go to the quick overview and track kind of where your product is and pick a price from there, which is what I had just done. Or you can go to the detailed table view and click edit price from here. So here you can type in what you want the price to be, or you can type in what you want your profit to be. So say I wanted to make $10 off of each one. I could apply that and see what it would give me. Is that a reasonable price for these flags? I don't know. This is where your market research is going to come in handy. So you want to find something that's reasonable. You want to try to be in the middle of the range. You don't want to be at the very bottom or the very top. Try to be in the middle. Make as much profit as you can, but also make it so that people will buy it. You can also change it by editing the profit margin. So 30% is a good idea to start with and just see where that falls. So 30% profit margin would be $27.56 for the smaller one and $43.96 for the larger one. I still think that's a little bit high. Let me just see if I made $8 off of each one, where we would be. I like that. I think that's a reasonable price. I can always adjust this later if I needed to. Now we're looking at the publishing settings. So with the variant visibility, I generally click the show in stock variants as available and out of stock variants as sold out, because that is best for search engine optimization. So I want my products to show up as much as possible in the search. Here we have the sync product details. Everything should be checked when you're creating a new listing. If you're coming back and editing it though, I do want you to be careful of this, because if you have already adjusted your mockups with something more customized, something say that you made in Canva or something like that, you don't want it to automatically replace your mockups with the original ones that we have here. So we are ready to publish. So all we're going to do now is hit publish. So that will send it over to Etsy. We'll see it here on our products page that it says it's publishing. So the status is currently there. Once that goes to published, see now it changed to uploading images. Once it goes to publish, we'll be able to jump over to our Etsy shop and refresh that and see it there. So that is how you make a product on Printify. I will try to attach a code for you guys to join Printify. I'll put that on my video details here. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. And if you want to see anything else, please let me know. But while we wait on that, go ahead and like, subscribe, follow me, and we will see you guys soon.
All right, so that's how we do things on Printify. So now you should be able to create your own listings, your own items, your own print-on-demand products that you can put up in your Etsy shop. Please feel free to let me know if you have any questions about anything at all. I'm happy to help you through it. I am still a beginner myself and I'm still learning things as I go. So there's a lot to work on, a lot to learn. There are things I don't know about, and we can all learn together. If there is something you are interested, please let me know and we can do a little bit of investigating and see what we can figure out together. All right, I look forward to our future videos. As always, go ahead and like, follow, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.